sure everything is queued up. Alright, you ready to go? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Win Daily Podcast. I am your host, Muntradamus. It is May 7th. I'm joined by, once again, the weather guru, Mark Parquet himself. Oh, okay. Is that place? Alright, let me stop that. Okay, it's the 6th tomorrow. Okay. Well, good thing we checked. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome to the Win Daily Podcast. I'm your host, Muntradamus. It is Monday, May 6th. I'm joined once again by the weather guru himself, Mark Parquet. Yeah, I'm surprised there's not like a weatherman analyst combo already that's technically doing this stuff all the time. We'll keep that trend trending up. Alright, we'll be back with whipping around the infield. And it's whipping around the infield. We're going to start right away in Baltimore, where Andrew Cashner is facing Hector Velasquez. Well, let's talk about Andrew Cashner for a second, because he's got 4 wins on the season. That's double the amount of Blake Snell. Max Scherzer's only got 1. Those are a couple pitchers we'll talk about later. But Cashner has more wins than all these guys. His last 2 starts, he dominated the White Sox both times. Is Cashner finally turning the page to be the prospect he was always meant to be? I'll tell you this, I'm as kind of throwing you a trick question there, because I do like the Red Sox offense to come to life. Benintendi, he could easily table set for that offense. Mookie took the day off Sunday, but I could see him coming out with some fire. JD Martinez is hot. Xander hit a grand slam on Sunday. Devers, the guy you were talking about the other day, he's getting hot. Maybe I was just trying to make a little storyline here, and we should just stick with what you were saying, that the Boston offense really should continue that momentum. Seeing Stranger Things, like the show on Netflix. Let's keep it. You've seen that one as well. Alright, let's go to Toronto in the Dome, where Marcus Stroman, with a 2.20 ERA with only 1 win, is hosting Martin Perez, who's 4-0 on the year. The Twins can hit the ball, but the problem really for Stroman is something you were talking about earlier. Once we get into the summertime, those AL East ballparks are going to turn into home run derby ballparks, and that ERA is sure to bump to around that 4.00 area. Very soft. You know, for the price tag, which will probably be around the $2,700 range on FanDuel, I'm going to say he's definitely worth that price. But as far as Is he the superstar that everyone's making him out to be? Of course, it's been a slow start. Do you still believe the hype in Vlad Jr.? Once the Toronto Raptors season ends and then Drake starts showing up at all the Blue Jays games, that's when Vlad Guerrero Jr. will turn it up to another level. And Drake brings the fire anywhere he goes. So now we're going to go to Tampa Bay, where Blake Snell, who was scheduled to pitch on Sunday, but because of weather, is now going to start Monday night against the Arizona Diamondbacks and Merrill Kelly. He's got 2 wins on the season. Yeah, you bring up a great point, because it is very tough going from, that home run haven in Coors Field to now facing the most dominant pitcher in the American League that these batters have really never faced before. I'm sure Adam Jones faced Blake Snell last year when he was with Baltimore, but for the most part, all these guys are seeing Blake Snell for the first time, and what makes Blake Snell so amazing is it's almost impossible to pick up his pitches. I'm surprised Arizona hasn't played him at catcher yet. They're going with guys like Carson Kelly. I know they got Alex Avila on the DL that they're waiting to come back, but just hand the keys over to the future Blake Swihart and throw him at catcher. I have not seen a Kelly to Kelly combo, but it's possible. Fun fact, Tampa Bay and Arizona, didn't they both come into the major leagues about the same time? Narratives. Narratives indeed. Let's take those narratives to Milwaukee, where Julius Chassin is on the mound hosting the Washington Nationals and Max Mad Dog Scherzer. I'm going to say his slow start is unfortunately what we should expect for the rest of the season. When you look at Scherzer at the end of last year, I believe it was 3 of his last 5 starts or 5 of his last 7 starts, he gave up 3 earned runs or more. He's no longer that 8 innings, 2 earned run, 10 strikeout guy that made him the top-notch fantasy pick year after year. This year went round 1, but I believe that's too high. And as far as this matchup goes, those Milwaukee bats at home, they're hungry. They know his fastball's got no more movement, and they're going to crush it. Yeah, I don't see Scherzer as a guy I trust unless he's facing a team like the Marlins at this point. What about Chacin? Is this Nationals offense really that scary without Bryce Harper this year? Yeah, and Rendon, Trey Turner. Let's go to St. Louis, where Miles Mikolas is pitching on the mound for the Cardinals, going up against Vince Velasquez and the Phillies. Philadelphia bats, I'm not. I mean, you got to go with that potential just because you look at that front of that lineup. Andrew McCutchen, he can definitely get on base. Segura, that guy is maybe the most underrated player in baseball. I feel Segura is the best number 2 hitter in baseball in the game by far. Can you think of anyone off the top of your head who's a better? Oh, well, you're right. So, alright, we're going to go on the low end names. So, like, yes, those guys are Hall of Famers, most likely. I know it's a little early for bets, but Segura, let's keep going with this line. Bryce Harper, Hoskins, Real Muto. That's a lot of offense right there. Now, Odubel Herrera is healthy as well. The question is, do you like Vince Velasquez, who has a 2.73 ERA on the season? He is usually prone to giving up 7 earned runs, but not this year. This year he's been lights out. Does he keep it up? If if Goldschmidt gets that pitch, there's potential there. Yeah, Franco has been tearing it up. Paul Goldschmidt's quietly having a productive year. He's got 9 home runs. He's hitting 244, which is well beneath his average. But remember last year when he started out with Arizona, it seemed like he had, 3, 4 home runs at this point of the year? Do you believe Goldschmidt gets above 40 this season? We're going no with that one. But we're going to go to Chicago, where Cole Hamels in his 3.19 ERA with a perfect 3-0 record, try to continue that streak against the Miami Marlins. Sandy Alcantara is on the mound. Yeah, and Cole Hamels, he kind of struggled last year, but this year he's starting to look vintage. The Cubs pitching staff, you look at John Lester, his ERA is below 2. Quintana is one of the leaders in strikeouts. Cole Hamels should definitely have a good start, but daily fantasy baseball, you can never rule out the impossible. And the impossible in this example right here would be a Miami Marlins stack of Starvin Castro, Martin Prado, and then for good measure, let's throw in Brian Anderson and Jorge Alfaro. Do you see any magic in that? How about that Cubs offense? Are you going to stack them against Sandy? Yeah, Baez is hot. Anthony Rizzo had a big week. Wilson Contreras has been a stud all season. Kyle Schwarber started out hot. He's kind of fading, and same with Jason Hayward. I know Chris Bryant, that's a guy who I left out. He's even starting to turn a little on these pitches and send some into the seats. There's another number two hitter, but still, Gene Segura might even be better than Chris Bryant at the end of the day. Let's keep it going. We're in Houston, where Garrett Cole, with a 2-4 record, is hosting the Kansas City Royals, who got Jacob Junis on the mound. I wouldn't say that the Royals are a scary team. Yes, they can beat up on some bad pitching on a typical day, but Garrett Cole, the reason why people draft him in season-long leagues are for matchups like these, and we're daily fantasy people, so we can plug him in our lineup when we choose. I can see 10 strikeouts against that Royals offense that really does not have the pop to hit anything out of that ballpark against Cole. Yeah, I'm looking at that Astros offense also. They scored a ton of runs in Mexico this weekend. Alex Bregman might as well be on steroids with how hot he's swinging the bat right now. Do you see Junis lasting more than 5 innings in this game? I agree with you. Houston for that game. We're going to the West Coast. We're going to the nighttime slates. The San Diego Padres hosting the Mets. We got Chris Knick-Knack Paddock. Is it Paddock or Paddock? Paddock, okay. We're headed 5, 4, 3, 2. We're heading to the West Coast, where the San Diego Padres and Chris Knick-Knack Paddock is on the mound against the former Cy Young pitcher Jacob deGrom in the Mets. What do you like about Paddock so much as a pitcher? What stands out to you? Nice. I like the analysis. And on top of that, you look at that Mets offense, they're really not a scary bunch at all. Yeah, because you look at Jacob DeGrom's Cy Young year. I don't remember how many wins he had off the top of my head, but I believe it was like around 10, something ridiculously low. Is this going to be one of those starts where it reminds us of the Cy Young year that he had, where he just doesn't get the run support but still pitches like a beast? You would get him back to that fantastic level for every single start for the rest of the season? Oh, I was going to tell you is if he grew out that long hair that he once had back when he was in his prime. That's probably why he had to cut it off at the end of the day. Let's stay out west. We're in Los Angeles. We got Walker Buehler on the mound hosting the Braves. Braves look like they're going to go with Kevin Gossman is the rumored starter for that one. Dodgers Braves. What do you see happening? You can't really trust him because when you look at his season, he really only had like one amazing start, which was against Cincinnati, where he went 6 shutout innings with 8 Ks. Besides that, he's giving up runs left and right. The Braves' offense isn't really in particular hot. Freddie Freeman's not doing that well. Akuda Matata has fallen off the map completely. It's really been Ozzie keeping that offense at pace. But Buehler's at home. He pitches better at home historically. I'm going to say he can bounce back and be a threat, but he's still not a guy I want to roster in fantasy baseball. Yeah, last home run from Akuda came on April 16th. Yeah, well, that was Whipping Around the Infield. We'll be back with Beast or Bust. I don't know if I liked that ending so much. Was it okay? A little sharper, a little more natural. Alright, then let me just repeat that. Let's just say something else. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, Akuda is not. No, I'm sure. We'll just keep it. We'll just keep it. We'll live, learn, tell to Gamba. Alright. 5, 4, and then for Beast or Bust, Scott said he wants me to talk as well, but it's still the same format, so I'll be giving my. Yeah. Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is Beast or Bust. I'm your host, Muncher Thomas, joined once again by Mark Parquette. It is time for the rapid fire, hard hitting, do you start this guy in daily fantasy baseball for the next day? Mark, are you ready? All prices are based on FanDuel. Number one at pitcher, $10,500, Max Scherzer at Milwaukee. Yeah, I agree. And if you're paying that much for a pitcher, you better get not only a quality start, but 10 Ks in. Nothing's guaranteed about that one. So I'm going to go bust as well. Let's keep at that same game. We're going to go with maybe the front runner for MVP at $4,700. Christian Yelich. Does he smash a bomb off Scherzer? Oh, you're going boom with the beast. I'll tell you this. I feel his price is a little too high. He did hit a home run Sunday, his first game back, but the price is a little high. I'm not going to pay up for it. I'm going to say bust, despite the fact I don't believe in Scherzer as well. Let's keep it rolling. This time we are in Toronto. We're going with the man who hit his first RBI. Fun fact on Vlad Guerrero Jr. His first RBI, he knocked in Justin Smoak. Justin Smoak's first ever career RBI, he knocked in Vlad Guerrero Sr. Now here's the question. Does Vlad Guerrero Jr. smash Martin Perez? Yeah, it makes you realize that there's no coincidences in this world, and that's something special right there. And I'm with you as well. I believe a beast performance is there. He's getting all the jitters out of the way. He's returning home. I believe he will be a productive player. Beast, let's keep it going. We are going to San Diego, where maybe the most overpaid baseball player in the history of the game. Second baseman Robinson Cano at $2,900. Beast or bust? I agree with you too. And with Robinson Cano, who knows if he's even going to have anybody on base. So you're really depending on that solo shot, something like that. It's just not even worth it to go there. Bust as well. Let's go to St. Louis. We're going to look at the third baseman who's starting to heat up just a tad. But does Matt Carpenter at $3,200 get it going against Vince Velasquez? I'm going to lean towards Beast because I know you can't depend on Matt Carpenter to steal a base, but he did steal one last week. But most important, if he gets on base, he's most likely going to score because there's enough talent behind him. I don't like that he's a leadoff hitter because he is capable of getting 100 RBIs if he hits in the middle of the lineup. But he can make the best of it, and he can lead the majors in runs. If he can get on base, he'll score. I'm going to say Beast. Let's go with our last Beast or Bust of the day. He's starting to heat up just a bit, but is it enough to push him over the edge? He's got a righty-righty matchup at $4,300. J.D. Martinez at Andrew Cashner in Baltimore. I'm going to go bust just because at 4,300 he has to hit the home run. And now there is potential that he can because Andrew Cashner does leave pitches over the middle of the plate. That 4.71 ERA lets you know that's the truth. But the home run power swing doesn't seem to be there. Let me ask you this, Mark. How many home runs do you see JD Martinez hitting on the season? No doubt about it. Well, Mark, you survived Beast or Bust, and we will be back with final thoughts. Five, four, three, two, one. This is Montredamus with Mark Parquet. We're going to go over the final thoughts of the day, anything that stands out. So, Mark, let me just recap a little bit what, based off of our conversation, the top stacks of the day were. We're looking at Boston as a potential stack. Would you say yes or no to that? Okay? I believe there's potential as well, and since baseball is a game where the slightest inch of contact on a bat can make the difference in the world, those guys are too talented. I'm going to say go ahead and roll them out. Another stack that had both of our attention vaguely, we didn't get too much into depth, but what about that Toronto stack? I could go for a snack. A Toronto stack against Martin Perez. It's crazy that he's the weakest starting pitcher because his ERA is below 3.5. He's 4-0 on the record, but I understand what you're saying. Historically, that guy usually ends up. But I'm going to pick one more pitcher who I believe is worse than Martin Perez with our next stack, the Chicago Cubs. How do you see them going up against Sandy Alcantara? Yeah, and the problem with Sandy is, yes, he throws almost 100 miles per hour, but when he faces a lot of veteran hitters, especially on the road, it could really start to get under his skin that they're taking so many pitches. He starts walking batters. He's in and out about pressured situations with runners in scoring position and big bats like Rizzo, Javi Baez, Contreras. I see the Cubs offense really just hammering it and getting that run support for Cole Hamels. My favorite cash pitcher tonight, I feel he can play it safe. We talked about him earlier, Cole Hamels. If he's going to get the run support, he should get the quality start. He should get the W. But like I said earlier, it does not hurt to make that impossible stack. The impossible, not the impossible burger, but the impossible stack, which is Martin Prado, Starlin Castro, might even throw Rojas in there, might throw Alfaro in there. Just in case, it doesn't hurt to have that insurance when you're playing like a 25-cent GPP on FanDuel to win 1K. Well, when you look at the pictures below, there's really no one that stands out as like a superstar option. You can pay up. You can pay up for Garrett Cole tonight, as not Cole Hamels, but Garrett Cole. But if you want to save $2,500 and turn a shortstop like Orlando Arcia into Javi Baez, you can go with Cole Hamels tonight. We lost you. We lost you. Can you hear me, Mark? Mark, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you hear? Mark, can you hear? Alright, thank you for joining me, B-Stone. We'll see how that recording turns out. Have a good rest of your day. Fantasy Football Boot Camp is coming this week. Peace.